Yo, what's going on, XRP Army? Welcome back here to the channel. Brad Garlinghouse is making some bold predictions that I want to hit on. Two bold predictions. And it has to do with XRP. It has to do with Ripple. It has to do with some new developments that Ripple has recently talked about, a product line that they're rolling out. All of this came out of the conversation yesterday that he had with Bloomberg, but I feel as if a lot of people are kind of glossing over some of these things that are a big deal. Now, I say all this to say you've got to have a long-term mindset with crypto if you really want to win. This is my opinion, especially when you're investing in assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, some of these top assets. You almost have to treat it like, hey, this is a 5 to 10 year minimum investment thesis, investment strategy here. Now, of course, some people may say, no, you're crazy, you can trade, whatever. That's fine. But if you're in this game to get rich quick, that's where you lose. That's where you get shaken out. That's where you get frustrated. You got to have patience. And the things that Brad Garlinghouse recently spoke to, a lot of it has to do with what's coming down the line now that precedents are being set, now that XRP is finally shaking loose from the stronghold that the SEC had on it for 4+ years, guys. That is what people don't realize. XRP missed the bull run completely last cycle because of the SEC. So Ripple CEO talked about two things. I'm going to talk about both of those, and then we're going to get you in and out of this video. We don't waste any time. We give it to you straight. That's why you subscribe to this channel. We're not here to give you a bunch of pump hype news, none of that. Okay, so this channel is much different than many of the other XRP channels out there who are looking to just pump smoke up your ass, quite frankly. We're not doing that. All right, we're giving it to you guys real. We're giving you the information you need to know with a long-term vision, a long-term mindset. So I'll take you inside this headline real quick. We'll talk about this, and then there's one other thing. But again, subscribe, smash the like button, and drop your comments down there. I do want to hear from you guys as we roll through this. But Ripple CEO makes an epic RLUSD stablecoin prediction. This is their new product line they recently rolled out. Ripple's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, made a bold prediction about RLUSD. In an interview with Bloomberg TV, Garlinghouse said he expects RLUSD to be one of the top 5 stablecoins by the end of the year and expects the stablecoin market to grow dramatically. This is something he's made it a point to talk about quite a bit recently when he's went on publicly talking about crypto. This is something that is being addressed in real time in Washington, D.C., what they want to do with stablecoins. We know that Trump has said there will not be a CBDC, a central bank digital currency, which is very positive in my opinion. However, which stablecoins that are out there in the market right now, which ones are going to be utilized? Which ones are going to have a path here forward in the United States when it comes to regulation? To me, RLUSD is going to be one of those. It is built by an American-made company, the biggest American-made company with a cryptocurrency in the entire United States, and it's the 3rd largest crypto in the entire world. That is Ripple. I do think Tether and USDC are going to have, some part to play as well. I wouldn't be surprised if, we had a couple other, shocking stable coins that maybe aren't even on your radar right now, but also, make that list. But RLUSD, to me, this is a very, very interesting piece to the Ripple puzzle that we're going to have to watch play out. Now, the Ripple CEO expects the overall stablecoin market, again, to grow dramatically with regulatory clarity improving, the demand for digital dollar alternatives rising. Current market cap of 170 million, the projection of RLUSD being among the top 5 stablecoins, this is going to allow way more liquidity onto what Ripple's building, and it should benefit XRP in the long term as well, especially if it gets backed by the United States in any form or fashion. And it says here the Ripple CEO's comments on RLUSD came in the wake of a huge win that he announced yesterday. And this was interesting. Garlinghouse said Ripple's really focusing on acquisitions and that filing for an initial public offering is not a high priority. This was something else not a lot of people are talking about. When asked about the likelihood of an IPO, Garlinghouse said, we'll look at other things that are blockchain infrastructure companies. We're really not concerned about going with an IPO, maybe down the line. They're more focused about acquisitions. And a portion of the case between Ripple and the SEC is still ongoing, and it's basically all but over. And a lot of it's down to this $125 million fine, right? How much is this fine going to be, if anything? Will XRP be finally labeled a commodity? I think that's where things are going. Now, in addition to this, the Ripple CEO made a couple other predictions, and I'll come back full screen for this one. He talked about the likelihood, or was asked about the likelihood, of an XRP ETF here in 2025. And the interviewer rather, asked Garlinghouse, "Hey, do you see this being a reality? Is this going to happen anytime soon?" And Garlinghouse said, yes, he believes it will. That Ripple will have their stablecoin, you know, obviously a big part of the future of the stablecoin market, and XRP will have its ETFs. There's already 18 ETFs that have been filed, and I think 11 of the 18 are like in the final phases. Now, BlackRock hasn't filed yet, but I think they will. They'll probably come late to the party, but you guys know it's BlackRock. They'll come in, steal the show. He thinks by the back half of 2025, in the final 6 months, we will have an XRP ETF. That is something that was said yesterday that I thought, again, kind of got overlooked, glossed over a little bit, but major, major deal. Now, before we get up on out of here, I do want to take you inside the chart here. We are sitting at 243 right now. And if you haven't hit that like button or subscribe, make sure you do that real quick. Definitely helps us out. But you guys can see here, we're at 243. We had a big, big run up yesterday, cooling down a little bit. These are daily candles. Anytime we get down to this level right here, though, this is where I become a buyer. This $2 mark, we were down here in late February, down here for a couple days in March, back on the 10th and the 11th. We've since started building back up a little bit into that, 240, 250, even 260 range. We did have a jump up in early March up to 296. That was a massive, massive run up just to come right back down. This was after XRP got listed or named in the crypto stockpile, and then a big sell-off after. So big, buy the rumor, sell the news event there, because nothing's set in stone yet, right? We don't even know exactly what this stockpile is going to look like. But from an overall chart standpoint, we are above the 20-day moving average. We're looking much, much better. The technicals right now showing a buy, and a strong buy when we look at moving averages. This is very, very positive. We were not here about 10 days ago. So things are looking very good here as we enter the weekend. Now, the weekends have been volatile in crypto here over the last month or so. Hopefully, we can hold the line and show some strength. We'll be tracking everything for you guys. Appreciate you all for watching the video. And again, hit that like button, subscribe down below. Check out all my links if you want to trade with me at BTCC or BidFi. I've got both of those down there. And then XT Algo, our trading indicator. If you are a serious investor and you want to level up your game, a little over $1 a day, you can get there with me and my entire group. We've got hundreds, almost thousands of people signed up with us now at XT Algo, and it is a trading indicator that works for the major cryptos and stocks. I walk you through how to use it. It's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Try it risk-free. XT Algo, link down below in the description. Appreciate you guys for watching, and I appreciate you guys putting your trust in me to give you guys the real information when it comes to XRP, Trump, anything news related. I've got you covered every single day. So lock in, ring that notification bell after you subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.